What's the word, world? It's your man Dawgface Calderon, aka the most dangerous voice everywhere. And I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard. Pow.
Now, I'm seeing a lot of debate online about something that Boosie's going through right now with the pardon and all that. Mm-hmm. And a lot of rappers are debating like whether that's a form of snitching by calling
There's no debate about it. So, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, go ahead.
But there is no debate about it because listen. So let me start off, and I'm going to be real brief about this, right? So in the canons of law, right? In the oracles of law, being ignorant of a law doesn't justify or doesn't excuse the fact that you broke the law, right? So what happened here is, there's two things let's consider. Let's consider the law itself. It's illegal to pay for a pardon. It's called bribery. Even in China, it's called bribery, right? So you enter into an agreement with somebody, and he's making a big deal. They're two white guys, they had suits on. Who in the fuck do you think invented scamming, fraud, and jugging? Oh, you think Lil Tyrone with busting the Giffies and buffing the beat, you think that's where scamming and jugging started? No, the white man invented jugging. The white man invented scamming because you saw two white guys who spoke proper and who had suits on. You looked at them with less suspicion than you would look at Tyrone, a little Mark, a little Bookie Book. No, what are you talking about? So when he said, well, it's not snitching because it's civil and it's not no gangster shit. That is gangster shit. Since when? Since when jugging and finessing? Since when finessing and jugging ain't gangster shit? All the young motherfuckers doing it right now, right? This is even before PPP and unemployment fraud when the world shut down, right? Niggas been finessing and jugging forever. You got finessing, you got jug, and you blew the whistle on it, right? You blew the whistle on it because why? How do we even know that it happened? We know that it happened. We know that he got took. He got jugged. He got finessed. He got grooved out of $600K. How do we know that? We know that because he told the whole world. He was trying to use the court of public opinion to shine a light on this, and he was trying to out everybody who was involved in it. Now listen, it's against the law to bribe somebody for a presidential pardon. It's called bribery. And then how did you bribe them, or how did you pay them the money? It was a wire transfer, so that's wire fraud, right? So you're basically online acting like that you're not doing what you're doing. You're trying to tell the whole world, you're trying to alert the whole world that you got scammed by these two white guys for a presidential pardon. And then not only did he name the two white guys who jugged him out of $600K, that's a jug. He named the people who the two jug masters said they contacted and were in contact with, who were in connection with the White House. So you threw these two guys under the bus, and you threw a list of other people who they told you they talked to about a pardon from you. That's the craziest shit in the world. You were trying to do exactly what you did. Now you have White House officials coming out saying, we don't know nothing about that. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get the feds' attention. He was trying to throw these guys under the bus because these guys had already said, we ain't giving you shit back. So what he did was, it was like a backdoor, back channel way of telling on the motherfucker. I'm gonna take this shit to Instagram. I'm Boosie. So I'm gonna go on Instagram and I'm gonna say that these guys scammed me for $600K for a presidential pardon. I only want $300,000 back. If they jugged you and if they scammed you and if they finessed you, why wouldn't you demand all your money back? Because they didn't do, according to you, what they promised you they were going to do. That's one. Number two, you mentioning all these motherfuckers' names. You got the White House attention. The White House has made statements about it. You have people who work in the White House who've come out and made statements and say, hey, listen, we don't know about that shit. That's not how that go, right? Then the funny part about it is, this is really funny. The funny part about it is that if he wasn't such a bitch ass nigga, he could have asked NBA Youngboy, how did you go about getting your pardon or your commentation? He could have asked Kodak Black, but you can't ask Kodak because you took your soft ass up to Vlad and you called Kodak Black a rat for doing the song with 6ix9ine, so you couldn't ask him. But guess what else? You could have asked Lil Wayne. You could have, there are people who have received commutations and have received presidential pardons from Donald Trump, who you know that you could have asked, you could have went to, and you could have asked them, okay, what's the process? What do I got to do? How do I lobby this? How do I make this happen? You ain't do none of this shit. You took it upon yourself, and you got finessed and scammed by two motherfuckers who you put your faith in. And then you start crying, foul ball. You can't do no shit like that. That's telling. Simple as that. Ain't no, well, they white guys. What the fuck they got to do with anything? I wouldn't give a fuck if they was purple or polka dot. It is what it is, man. You got finesse, you got scammed, you got jugged. Simple as that.
Do you think he was wrong to thinking he could buy his way for a pardon, knowing this administration's probably...
Hey, listen. So everybody believes that the Trump administration is for sale. I believe it's for sale. But so there's a way, and there's a way, and there's a procedure to do everything, right? And like one of the guys who he named as the person who the two guys who scammed him had supposed to communicate with, that guy responded and said, hey, I had somebody call me and mention your name, but I didn't take any money for that conversation. They called me, they mentioned how the process would get started, but I didn't have any, they called me one time and I haven't spoken to him since. So what it was is these guys probably set the whole thing up and made him feel comfortable, right? So he can bust that check, right? And then they took him for what they took him for. And I wish I could have got some of that money out of that dumb goofy motherfucker. I can get you, you can call me, I can get you a pardon. I can get you a pardon. You can call me, I can get you there. I know Trump.
You think he'll get any of this money back?
No. And the whole thing is, bro, you telling them guys. You're doing the same thing and then what's crazy about it is, so we have a situation to contrast this or to compare it with. Don't forget Boosie, when the whole thing with Gucci Mane came out with Pooh Shiesty, Boosie came out and was super critical of the way Gucci handled the situation. Called him a rat, said he was wrong, said he's supposed to get in the field. He said all that. Now, when Rabbit ain't got the gun no more, when it's your turn, now you want to go and file civil litigation, and then you want to use the power of your platform, your Instagram, to scream to the moon that these guys scammed you and finessed you when you were attempting to buy your way into a presidential pardon. No, he don't get no grace period for that kind of shit. Because you didn't just give Gucci the same level of grace. You didn't get that. You said Gucci was supposed to jack his whole life off and go shoot and kill and rad and slad and pay for hits, basically. But when it came to you, where the radding at? They gonna get the radding. These some white boys. They ain't even gonna resist. They ain't got suits. Know what I'm saying? But they ain't even gonna resist. What the radding at with that? All the rad in the world ain't gonna get that motherfucking money back. You know that. That money is gone. That's a lesson.
Do you think any charges will be brought up against them?
Hey, listen, listen. So my question to you is, it's against the law to be able to pay for a presidential pardon. I think everybody who's above the 3rd or 4th grade understands that, right? So when you screaming at the top of your lungs on your Instagram page, you're doing that for a reason, because you didn't have to tell the world what happened to you. You could have just fought this battle in civil court and nobody would have known. Nobody would have known how stupid you were. Nobody would have known what transpired. You took the Instagram to try this court in public opinion, and you wanted to get attention for it. You wanted somebody to see it, and somebody saw it because you have members of people who are associated with the White House have commented and said, whoa, I don't know about that. So he did exactly what he wanted to have happen. He rung the alarm on the motherfucker. That's called draft snitching. You screaming that a nigga that jugged you for a presidential pardon, the whole world can hear it. Now that shit is in mainstream. I saw it on CNN.
Really? They picked it up?
Yeah, it was on CNN.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was on CNN. He knew what was going to happen when he did it. He did it on purpose. So the question of whether or not potential charges are going to come, I'm sure the DOJ and the Attorney General are looking into it because of the appearance. Now, Trump don't really give a fuck about nothing. But this clumsy ass shit, we're not gonna sink the ship for this stupid dumb ass nigga. We're not gonna do that, right? So somebody needs to take a look at this shit and figure out what the fuck he talked about, because this shit is clumsy. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want what we got going on to be affected by this shit, because now a light has already been shined on how Trump gives out pardons and why he does what he does, right? And commutations, right? This shit right here, this is some shit they don't need.
Mm-hmm.